I'm sitting in the driver's seat. I'm sitting in the not in the driver's seat. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. I said, "Now ease the clutch out." He looking down at his feet, trying to get his orientation. His feet, and he ain't even paying attention. He let that clutch pop. Boom! The car started bucking. We almost hit a bus. We almost hit a cement wall. We almost hit a garage. And this ain't in the street. This is in the alley.
Yeah, that's funny, dude. I got a story. Bruce said, I think 4 wheels moves your body, while 2 wheels moves your soul. And if I ever buy a car, it got to be a Batmobile. Yeah, man. Lewis said that.
I had one look like a Batmobile, my 81 Corvette.
Come on now. See, Gina got a bunch of cars, y'all.
Yeah,
we pay her well here at Dope Living TV Live. All these trucks out here today are automatic, all right? And Steve says, I learned to ride a bike on the Interceptor 500. It was my Aunt Carol Lee. But check this out. So I think I told you guys the story, but I don't think I shared it with everybody. So we had a Honda 90. My father bought us a little Honda 90. Now, it's a Honda, but, you call it a mini bike, whatever. But we used to go up to Tolleson School in Gary, Indiana.
Do evil Knievel jumps.
There was a tree that had I guess the tornado had come and pulled the tree, and it brought up the sidewalk. So we had a perfect ramp. All right. So I'm watching my brothers and everybody ride the motorcycle over the on the ramp and everything. So I just said, one day I'm gonna do it. So it was my turn. I got the bike, man. I rode around it first because I got scared the first time, but I rode around it. And so I said, you know what? I can do this. Byron says, I remember, Byron, I rode it over your house a couple of times, bro. He said, I remember your Honda 90. It was a red Honda 90. I rode it over because Byron had one. But anyway, I went to the round, all right? And nobody told me that when you jumping, pull up. I'm thinking because the ramp is this way, because the ramp is that way, that your bike is automatically gonna go that way.
No.
Man, I got to the edge
stay
of
on the throttle.
That sucker was. I was like, just like that, man. It was over. And thus, that's why my dental plan is all fucked up. Anyway, Ilsa said, my first car was a 1982 Nissan Sentra 4-speed, and bought it knowing good and well. I didn't know how to drive it in Germany. I rode back several times down a ravine, and by the time I got back to the dealership, my makeup was ruined, and I bought the car that day. I dreaded stop signs, but I finally mastered it. Yes, sir.
Stop signs and heels. I remember
Bruce said,
the first time Go ahead. First time that I learned, when I was learning how to drive a stick, I can remember I learned how to drive a stick in my father's truck, but the clutch was so heavy on it, I had to stand up and pull up on the steering wheel to push the clutch down. Now the problem is you got to get. It was one of those Chevy C10s, and you had to feather the gas a little bit, and break at the same time, and then try to let off this clutch easy. But I could just keep remembering when I let that clutch off, and it would pull, and then you get that set. Once you're gone, you're good, Yeah.
Well, I had to learn how to drive a stick on the expressway. That was my first lesson on the expressway. My husband at the time had bought a stick from one of his co-workers, and my husband had to be at work that day. And I had to drive him. I had never drove a stick before. He gave me like a 2-minute tutorial, and then he said, let's go. I got to go to work. Man, I was out there.
Dang, he just threw you in the water.
But then I had to come back by myself.
Oh, I know you was glad it wasn't no stop signs.
Hey, man,
by the time I got home, I had it figured out. I had to figure it out.
Smoking.
Man, don't take your foot off that clutch when you're on that hill.
The very worst sound you can hear when you got a 5-speed is.
Yes, you know those. That clutch is grinding.
Yeah,
that's gonna be money.
Yeah, I remember. And then my mother, my daddy had bought my mother a Chevy Vega.
Okay.
And it was a 4-speed. Wait, it was a 4-speed. Wait, we called it the can cutter. Reason why, they rusted like that.
Yeah.
And you might as well have got a Yugo.
Next year. Look, Let me tell you, we didn't know the thing was running low on antifreeze until the wintertime came. We didn't get no heat. It was basically an air cooled engine. It was
Yes,
a
it
aluminum
was. Yes,
engine.
it was. Yes, it was.
And I remember when the first time I drove it, it was a stick. I put it in first, and I pushed the clutch down. I almost put the damn clutch through the floor. It seemed like it was so light. It's like boom.
They had bad bodies, man. The rust was terrible. But that's how we do on Thursdays, man. We talk about it. We just talk about it, whatever. It don't make a difference. We don't have any specific goal.
Yeah.
We just talk about it and have a little fun.
I love talking cars, though.
Yeah.
I love talking cars.
Because you got a bunch of them.
That's my weakness. I tell you,
got
I got
a
a
bunch
weakness.
of them.
That's it.
But today, we also, because this is our Friday, we get up out of here, y'all, and we want to make sure that we leave you guys, not just with talking about everything that we want to talk about, and you guys join in, and we appreciate you, but we want to get out of here with our mind fed with some good stuff, okay? Check this out, y'all.
Hey there, it's your...
What happened?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey there, it's your host, Rachel L. Gary from Wake Up CEO. Join me June 15th, right here in Chicago, for my book launch immersive event. Hashtag poverty to six figures, breaking the chains to gain. Get your tickets today at SayIamPossible.com. See you there.
Cool.
SayIamPossible.
I have my tickets. I have my tickets.
I don't need no ticket. I'm walking in there. I don't need no ticket because I'm Greg Gray from Dope Living TV Live. Okay, everybody, we gotta get
national
our mind
black
fed. We need those CEO nuggets. So everybody, welcome. Life strategist, Ms. Rachel Gary. What's up, girl?
What's going on?
Hello, inductees. How are you?
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg, for playing my intro. I appreciate you.
No doubt. Hey, I'm gonna put that on the shirt, Gina. Yeah, man, because I've been saying that for years. All right. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Going on the shirt.
Greg is gonna have like 10,000 shirts in the end.
You already know.
And he keep them all.
Mm-hmm.
you said yo,
he got 10,000 in his closet.
Thank you, Core Water. Thank you, Real. Anyway, Rachel, what's going on? How's your day?
Hey, it is a magnificent day over here in the Chicagoland area.
All right.
I wanted to say something to you guys. Congratulations to Gary for actually winning the contract. I have been following the information. So congratulations to the city of Gary for winning the contract. I know it was a hard fight. And to bring prosperity back to the area, that was really good to hear.
I'm thinking of an idea too that all of us gonna be involved in, okay, whether you want to or not. We're all gonna be involved in this, okay? And I'm thinking of an idea. I ain't gonna say nothing about it yet, but I think with what we do here as personalities, media personalities, it's gonna be beneficial to that because it's right next to or wherever it's gonna be. It's gonna be near the Hard Rock Casino. And we're entertainment guys. We're entertainment value. So stay tuned. Let's put it like that. But Rich, I wanted to ask you, okay, is it okay when you're going through this journey because a lot of people say sometimes you gotta look back to go forward. Okay, is that real?
I think absolutely. Yeah, I would say this. I always try my best to offer information from where I come from and things that I've seen and from things that I've had go on within my life and within the mentees that I actually work with currently. And I say sometimes you have to step back to realize situations and see your growth. So for myself, I look back and watch the growth from where I was 5 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago to present. And it gives me an opportunity to celebrate those small steps. Because a lot of times we're so wrapped up in what we're doing today that we don't notice that we've come a long way from where we once were. So that's the part where I look back. Do I look back on things that are going to challenge my present? No. I don't want to take past experiences into my present and because unless it's going to elevate my future.
Okay. Makes sense. I get that. So when you're going through this journey and you seem like you're stuck in this one place, you're not making a a forward move. You're not making a backward move, but it's just stagnant. All right. How do you get past that?
Well, that is a great question. That was a great question. How do you get past being having a roadblock? And it depends on what the roadblock is. If it's something that you don't know how to do to move forward, I would say get the assistance. Look to someone who has actually done it or done it on a bigger scale and find out more information. Usually when we're stuck, it's just that it just means that we don't know how to move forward. And we don't want to go backwards because we know we've made progress and we got another place we want to go.
D starts.
Oh, I didn't mean to put that one up. My bad, Byron. But thank you. I'm not a nudist. Quit laughing, Gina. It ain't funny. I'm pressing buttons. Anyway, shout out to D Starks and everything. See, Byron, come on, man. Anyway, yeah, I get that. Because these are basically questions that people are asking me to ask you, okay? Because they really want to grow.
I appreciate the questions. And if I'm able to impart a little information to help someone grow, I am definitely here for just that.
Yeah, they want to grow. I think everyone wants to grow, but everyone doesn't know how to grow. All right.
Absolutely.
And they think that the moves that they're making, because a lot of people make moves, but are they the moves that are the right moves? Are they the productive moves? Are they the moves that are going to get you to that next level? You know, I don't. A lot of times, and I try to keep it to myself. I see a lot of people doing a lot of things. What do you think, Rachel, about people who always say we're the best? We're number one. We're better than everybody else. What do you think about people that do that?
I will say the positive affirmation that you're giving yourself, that's awesome. Feeling that you're the best, that's awesome. If you're not downgrading anyone else and their talent, to me that's encouraging you to continue moving forward at your high caliber. However, if we're doing it because we're trying to down someone else or make someone else feel as if they're less than, we're all great at something. We all have something that we're better than other people at. And then even when you're at the top of your game, there's someone who is striving to be better. Because it goes, I utilize myself, for instance. If I didn't have someone pouring into me, if I didn't get me a coach, I will lay stagnant. I would only have the information that I have today. I wouldn't have the information of the next wave, the next level in which I'm trying to go to. And to me, that's the part that I do on a regular. I stay focused on growth. And I don't rest, as people say, rest on my laurels. I don't rest on those things. I learn, I grow, I develop, I learn new things to make sure I'm elevating myself properly. And then it goes, so you don't know what you don't know. I mean, I think I say that every week. You don't know the things you don't know. And don't get stuck because you don't know. Get knowledge. And I don't want to say this. Knowledge to me is not getting information. It's getting information, acting on that information, and then learning from the mistakes that you will make, because we're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. Mm-hmm. The courage is moving forward.
Okay. Is there and y'all, Gina, Mo, if I'm over talking, y'all stop me, okay? There's a lot of questions. Is there a such thing as you're growing as oversaturation?
Are we talking like in a specific industry or over in your thought process? If you don't mind clarifying that one for me.
Do both of them.
I say oversaturation in the market. It's funny. I was just talking about this with one of the individuals I just met. Now, I don't think a market can be oversaturated because everyone can be unique. It's if you're trying to be like the other people in that market. Mm-hmm. So we'll go for instance, how many cars are there in the market?
Gina, how many cars are there? Hold on.
How many motorcycles are in the market?
Let Gina answer that. She got all the cars.
Not enough. Not enough.
But it goes this way. But every car has its unique set of features. So if all the cars have their unique set of features, so why does Gina have a multitude of cars? If all the cars are going to drive from point A to point B, every car has a different feature that excites her and makes her wants to buy it. So that's how I feel about the market. The market can't be saturated as far as a leadership coach. There are other coaches out there, but every coach is going to have a different set of skill sets that they're going to bring to the table. Am I going to be able to coach everyone? No. Is there a specific group of people that are going to be able to benefit from the information that I'm providing? Absolutely. Are they going to get that same information from someone else? Maybe and maybe not. Because no one lived the life that I lived and has done the things that I've done. So we're all individuals. A set of twins lives two separate lives. Mm-hmm. So to me, the oversaturation of the market, I don't think it's possible, because I uniquely position myself as the CEO, and that CEO, that CEO branding, that CEO conversation, the way I talk to people, the way that I'm reminding people. I'm not telling people what to do. I'm reminding people of who they are. That's different. Yeah, that's just different. I mean, a couple of my the people in the industry, like I use Tony Robbins or Eric Thomas. Those, when I listen to their conversations, I'll say it that way. Eric Thomas has a real straightforward, you do this thing. So and there's nothing wrong with his approach, but it's not the approach that I take. So it doesn't. So he is a leadership coach. Tony Robbins is a leadership coach. Les Brown, those are leadership coaches. I mean, that's what they do. But everyone has a different way in which they bring it. So that's, to me, the market can't be saturated, because there's a piece of information that each of us can bring. Okay. Saturation of your mind. I say that if you are utilizing that information in a productive way, I don't believe you can saturate your brain. That's just me. They say we don't use a great portion of our brain, which has come to be untrue. They found out that we use a lot more of our brain than has been hypothesized in the past, where they say we only use 10% of our brain. Our brain, we use 80 to 90% of our brain on certain given days and on certain given tasks.
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean that just comes from my research, and I tend to research things when I want to be more clear.
Okay. Hey, I want to clear something up too. Byron said he's one of the people from elementary school who I've known for over 50 years. Byron and I think it's Steve's, okay? He can say what he wants about me. It's all good, okay? Because I know it's all about love, okay? I love that brother, and I've been knowing him forever. So, hey, Byron, shout out to you, brother, again. I appreciate you, man. Now, Rachel, I wanted to ask one more thing, because
ask away.
I do want you to go ahead on and do that strategy coach thing that you do. So I'm not going to take up too much of that time, but to get to six figures, all right, from where people are at right now, some people might say, well, I don't want to do it incrementally. I need that six figures today. All right. What do you tell somebody who wants to rush that? Hey, Ilsa, take care.
I love that question. And it's great that you brought it up, because it's what I'm going to be talking about in great detail on June 15th. But to make it the simple way, the first thought is, if you had $100,000, what would you do? If you are aware of what to do, like I'll use, for instance, Gina, if she had $100,000 right this moment, she has a plan of action.
Mm-hmm. You're going to buy a car.
We already know. We already know.
No,
I'm not going to buy a car. There's going to be properties. There's going to be investments. There's going to be things, portfolio building. She's going to do something different than Mo would do with it. Than you would do with it. Sure. But if you're somebody who has never seen that type of money in your life, the first thing you do is start buying things that you think you missed out on. That's the first thing that we do, because we're trying to compensate for the time we didn't have. Mm-hmm. But I say this: when you make those, the first thing is, if you set the mindset up that is needed to be able to make the $100,000 make babies. because that's what you need to do. $100,000 needs to make babies. So because $100,000 is not wealth, it's not. If you made $1,000 a day, you are not wealthy.
Wow.
Because I mean, and it goes into the scheme of things that when I was making $7 an hour and making $300 a week, when I started making $800 a week, I felt different.
Yeah.
But once at this point in time, if I had $800 a week, I couldn't even pay my bills.
Yeah.
So it goes to what money looks like and what your mind frame looks like as well. So the biggest thing is first gather the mindset that is needed to be able to utilize that money in the best possible way. Having $100,000 at one time, the lottery people had multi-millions and were broke in a year. So wanting it, I'm with you. If you're ready to go and you're like, okay, I can get $100,000, I tell you right now, I know somebody who can lend that kind of money to a person in one day. In one day. There are several private money lenders out there that can lend you $100,000 in a day. I bought a property with a private money lender. Now, let me tell you a quick story about the property. Quick story. Property was $80,000. It needed $260,000 worth of rehab. I had to put 10% down of the purchase price, which means all I had to do to start was $8,000. The private money lender put up everything else. However, you have to be $40,000 liquid to get the private money, because you must pay for the phases ahead of time before you get reimbursed. So all of that being said, is he was able to lend the $180,000 immediate. So that was $100,000. It was in my hand. But what I did with it is turn that $80,000 property into a $460,000 value add property for $280,000. The spread between the two, I had $180,000 worth of equity in that property. So that's a different conversation. So if I wanted to pull the money out, you can pull money out of a property at 85%, depending on what bank you go to. You pull out 85% of $460,000. Let me do the 500,000. So we're talking about I could pull out about $78 to $85,000.
I'm taking it to the casino.
Cash. You can take that out cash. The money comes right to you. You get a check. You get an $85,000 check. You can do whatever you want to do with it. But at this point, what did I say? I made a move to be able to get there. Was it quick? It took a year and a half. A year and a half, I had an $85,000 check. What I did was I leveraged that property and bought another. And I didn't even pull the equity out. I utilized that same private money lender to do the next property. But money is abundant, guys. It's abundant. Yeah. But what are you going to do with it, and how are you going to make it grow?
Yeah.
And you usually have to have a decent plan behind, anyway, on those private equities. You have to have
what I was doing was I was buying a property, Mo. That was what it was. I was buying a property, and I had a contractor already in place that had done it before. It was my second rehab. So you have to have done a rehab before for them to loan you that type of money. Or you have to put more money down.
That's Gina's wheelhouse right there. Gina's
correct.
Property. Cars and properties, that's Gina. She does all of that stuff. So that's why Gina up there.
Rachel and I talk properties all the time. We talk properties all the time.
No, I mean, but that's
I see what she's doing from point A to point Z, and she see my headaches too. My ups and downs. It's not all headaches. It's ups and downs.
Yeah. Sorry, though. I mean, it's a ends to a means to an end. So, it's all good, and you guys know what you're doing. That's the other part about it.
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning, I did not, and I think that's the thing that we don't talk about. We always talk about the success, but we don't talk about the fact that we failed. Because the very first couple of properties, I failed miserably.
Because you definitely got to know what not to do.
Yeah, but you know what, Mo? What's crazy is that it goes to what Greg was saying. I was so busy trying to make, I was trying to get the flip of the property. So I was trying to flip a property, not having a clean understanding about how the numbers, how the points work. Because with that private money lending, there's points involved. So I thought I was going to get this amount of money, and I ended up only getting this amount of money, which made it where it felt in my mind. I felt like it was a $20,000 win, but I felt like it was a waste of time because it's $20,000 for a year and for like a year and 2 months, and to me that was like no money. That's how I saw that.
And we used to call that like on the entertainment side. You know, they have those deals where, you know, they'll come out. Well, I give you $200,000, but it's 10, 15 people standing in front of $200,000. But if you ain't never had $200,000, you put you inking a deal for really when it's all said and done for about 30 grand. I said you can go to McDonald's and make that money. You know what I'm saying? Now
and that's how I felt, just like you said, Mo.
You go to McDonald's and make that money. Why did I waste? You know, why would you waste your time on stage slaving out, you know, your talent for 30 grand?
So I got a question for you guys today.
And then the kick in the head is you owe the money on the taxes for the 200. You know what I mean? When it's all said and done, you got to pay them taxes on the 200. You didn't read that fine, super fine print in the bottom.
Fine ass print. So what's that question, Rachel?
So my question is for the entertainment industry, and I'm asking this question for a friend as well. And I said while I was on here, I was going to ask the Radio Hall of Fame inductees. So, so my question to you guys is: if you're doing an event, so let's say that you're putting on an event, and you're asking people to perform for you, and you're asking them to perform I won't say for free. Well, we'll say free. You're asking them to perform for free because you don't have the money to put up in the beginning. How do you structure those type of deals?
This is the way I've done it in the past.
Come on, Mo, with it. I'm going
to give you an example of the way I've done it in the past, and everybody's happy. You got performers out there that they can't draw flies. Then you got performers out there that can pack a house. So what I did was I said, I want to make sure if you believe in you, get your hustle up. So what I did is I got the venue, I paid for the venues, and then what I would do is print up tickets and give them tickets. This is how you get paid. The face value is $15, but guess what? You could give them away. You can sell it for $20. Whatever you think you worth, that's what you're gonna get paid to do. That's all your money.
But you gotta know your worth. You gotta know your worth. And I'm gonna tell you, Mo, I did the same thing. I think you and I talked about this before a long time ago.
And that's how you pay your entertainers.
I did the same thing, Rachel, some time ago. I rented out that place, Bennigan's was it, I think, at the time, by the baseball field in Gary. I rented it out. It was $1,500. I told the guys in the group, this is my son's music group. I told them, I said, hey, look, we're going to charge $20 a head. And because I know, you guys are popular. They're going to come. These are 16, 17-year-old kids, right? So they like, Pops, this kid's going to come. They ain't got $20. I said, trust me. The way that I'm going to market it, they're going to pay this $20 to come in. They said, well, we ain't going to have nobody now, Pops. Do it. I said, how much do you all want to charge at the door? They said, well, the teenage kids, $5. I said, okay, I'm going to charge $5. I'm going to make my $1,500 back, and anything over that, that's yours, okay? Yeah. Charge $5. They come into the door. Hold on real quick, bro. They come into the door with 50s and 20s and this and that, okay? And the place held 300-something people. There was 300 people in there. There was about 700 outside, okay? At the end of the day, a couple of them come up to me and said, hey, Pops, it was packed. We did a great show. How much we make? I said, you ain't make a damn thing, okay? I ain't even get my $1,500 back, all right?
I was just going to say, well, this is where the deal of the century comes in. The part that me, the promoter, the guy that's putting on the spot, I go to the bar because they want to say, hey, well, I get part of the bar. Give me a quarter on the bar.
Yep.
That's all I want, 25%.
Mm-hmm.
So that night, that bar kicking like kung fu, if it's a packed spot, you make your money plus. And that's all. That's why I make my money at.
I just wanted to give him a lesson. Okay, you undervalued yourself. All right, I knew what you had.
I appreciate the answer, and I wanted to make sure the answer was out there because I have a mentee who I'm working with who is an awesome promoter. She's packing houses left and right, and for me, you guys, if you guys know me, if I don't know something, I have no problem asking a question.
Yeah.
When I don't know things, I ask questions, and you ask questions of people who have done it, as I said in the beginning before. When you are stuck in a situation or you are not clear on how to grow, you talk to people who've done it.
Right.
That's what you do. So I asked the question. Now I asked the question of some people of people who have done what I wanted to know about. That is what you do as when you're stuck. So it answers Greg's question in the beginning. When you're stuck or when you don't have all of the answers, you talk to people who have done those things.
Successfully.
That's how you close that out. Okay.
You don't talk to the person who's done it once.
That's how you close that out. But y'all.
Hey there,
I said that's how you close it out.
Hey there, it's your host, Rachel L. Gary from Wake Up CEO. Join me June 15th, right here in Chicago, for my book launch immersive event. Hashtag poverty to six figures, breaking the chains to gain. Get your tickets today at sayiampossible.com. See you there.
But you know, Rachel, you'd be surprised how many of them hustlers you'll find straight out, by you being the motivated you are, you should be able to pack a house every time, and they should be paying you to put your event on there. That's how you get it really popping.
Yeah, I said this right now. It goes for me in my event right now. So I'm currently promoting hashtag poverty to six figures, and with me promoting that, it is what I did was I told everyone on my show yesterday is that I enlisted help. I'm not a promoter. I'm a speaker. That's what I do. I speak, I coach, and I remind people of who they are. That's what I do well. That's my circle of genius. As far as promoting an event, I have zero idea about all of that. Marketing, no idea about those things. However, I enlist people who do those things. Because I could, I become a promoter. How do I become a promoter? I have to promote, figure it out, go through all of these changes. Why do that when other people are already great at it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Hey, Rachel, thank you for coming on, hanging out with us, and doing what you do, giving us those CEO nuggets. The CEO nuggets.
Every week. Every week.
No chicken McNuggets. We got CEO nuggets. Rachel, how do you close it out? Yeah, we got to do it. Give us that line.
I'm gonna give it.
CEOs, I want you guys to stay focused on being the best version of you. And until next week, right here on Dope Living TV with the National Black Radio Hall of Fame inductees. I want you guys to be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You.
Yeah, boy. What you got, Mo?
My girl. I actually spilled it just a second ago. I'm just, giving the close out. Just like I said, I know once this gets cooking, you ain't gonna have to worry about it. Sponsors gonna come and hit you, and you're gonna be straight. That was another avenue that we were just starting to explore. Sponsors. Some groups waiting on the big record deals. You go out there and get you a sponsor. It could be tequila, it could be different sodas, drinks, it could be any potato chip shit. You get a good sponsor that's backing you up.
It's on like popcorn.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already calling Mo. Mo is already on my speed dial. I'm gonna talk to him in the next couple of days. It was already on my list.
What was that guy, Gina?
You know what? If you have not gotten into these nuggets in the past few months, you are missing out. Look, let me retract that. You don't have to miss out. Come out on June 14th and June 15th. Pick those nuggets up.
Pick them up. And you know what? Mo was right about that. They'll come at you. My son, when he was with those guys and he saw the potential, I got him a Mountain Dew deal. Okay, I'm gonna play that Mountain Dew commercial that we did for him, but it was in the UK and it was with the Label series. Okay, they had a black, a green, and a white, and I got my son and Zay to play a deal with Mountain Dew, and they just did the commercial in the studio, and it was cool. They let me film it. It was good. It was great. It was great. And
I remember that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the drink didn't stay. It didn't stay. But got the check. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I think I shared it with you, man.
I dug that to death right there.
Yeah, you did, man.
And see, they got built in for more.
You did your thing. I mean, I appreciate you. Hey, man, get y'all Dope Living sweatshirts too. I got to tell y'all about that. Okay, we got them. All right, to get the Dope Living t-shirts, man. Get the property of, okay, and your signature
your gear.
Dope Living t-shirts. That's going to say whatever you wanted to say. Now, I said we were going to start printing last week. We're going to start printing next week, okay? Had a couple of things I wanted to get that's going to make everything start getting smoother. So now, next week, we're going to start printing. So get your orders in, okay? Bruce is an amazing promoter himself, his own right. Where is it at? Bruce put something here. I want y'all to go to it. Where is it at, Bruce? That's right there. Okay, talking about t-shirts. Don't forget to check out the official Dope Living merch. All right, short Earl. Okay, I gotta check his. I don't know nothing about the Short Earl, but thank you, Bruce, for always putting that out there, man. What's up, Amber? Yes, sir. Amber Penn.
Hey, Amber.
Phenomenal actress, man. Y'all support her. All right, that's it, man. Okay, we gave you guys some nuggets that you can go off on your weekend, and unfortunately. Friday is y'all weekend, but today starts ours. Okay, we get those extra days here at Dope Living TV Live. So we got you ready, though. We got you prepared. All right, and don't forget the Distinguished Authors Guild is going to be on January the 7th.
November 7th.
It's going to be November the 7th.
That's what I said.
Oh my gosh. He's sending the people after the show.
This is what happens when he's not an ambassador. The Distinguished Author Guild's award ceremony is November 7th in Park Forest. Be ready. Wait, those tickets will be coming out soon. If you have not already, I think that you have 7, 8, 9 more days to get your entry in. As an ambassador, I'm telling you, this is a group of individuals you want to be in the room. See you guys there on November 7th in Park Forest.
What she said. November the 7th.
January what? What?
Right.
Hey, man,
2026.
She's off in December, so
I'm trying to make it like every quarter. I'm trying to make it every quarter.
Hawaii in January.
That's too much work, bro.
Yeah, but see, but after this one, it's going to work itself. It's going to be able to do it itself. Man, y'all better speak it into existence.
People want me in their city. I've gotten requests for Baltimore. I've gotten requests for Atlanta.
Let's do it,
man. Woo. And of course, they want me back they want Dag back in Vegas.
Let's do it. We supposed to be. We were supposed to do a heavy campaign to get the sponsors for the show. We didn't do it. Okay, but we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Bruce said, "Plug in your brain, unplug your excuses." November 7th is coming for your bookshelf. DMG the gas of the day. This dude what? Did he work with Bozo Circus before? He got lines. I love it.
Hey,
that is quick. The graphic designer.
He's quick on his feet.
To the star.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Bruce making a name.
That's what mentorship does for you. That's what mentorship does for you. It focuses you to be able to grow. Bruce has been my mentee for a year and a month. And that is what having mentorship, having coaching, having development does. It grows you, your business, and ultimately your CEO life.
Let's go. We're going to leave it on that note, everybody. Okay, this is Dope Living TV Live. We will see you guys next week. Enjoy Memorial Day. Are we on Memorial Day? Are we going to do Memorial Day? No.
I won't even be here.
I'm going to have smoke in my hair. Hey, Gina. Hey,
we're going to throw a rerun on. One of the reruns we talked about.
I'm going to have smoke in what hair I got left.
You ain't got no damn hair. Anyway. I'm
coming to Tennessee. I need some barbecue.
We're going to throw
Tennessee barbecue, man.
I'm going to be able to eat it, but I ain't going to be able to. I mean, I'll be able to cook it, but I won't be able to eat it.
Actually, we'll have somebody will come on here and say what we're doing, okay, live on Memorial Day, or either we just throw Gina just did one of them yawns I was talking about, trying to hold it in. He did one of those trying to hold it in. I saw it. Wait a minute. He want to say something.
Yo. I don't know what you're doing. Leave the buttons alone.
Yo, this is Tony Terry, and you're watching Dope Living TV.
All right.
Oh, my goodness.
This little girl.
What the fuck? Shit.
That's all I'm gonna give you. That's all I'm gonna give you.
That's worse than the little girl doing the boots on the ground.
I'm pressing buttons, y'all. I'm just pressing buttons.
Whatever happened to the little girls? The 2 little girls that
I know. We need to find them. I know you're talking
about. They grown now, right?
Yeah.
And they're teenagers. They should be teenagers now. We've been doing this too long, y'all. Anyway, this is Dope Living TV Live, man. We'll see you guys next week, all right? Have a great week.